Hey guys, Kinsey here, and today I'm back with some more pickups. And it's been a little while since I did a pickups video, so this one's gonna be kind of on the larger side, but that's cool. Alright, so first of all, I'm gonna start with, so I have a friend, and we do some trades back and forth, because I live here, and then he lives over in Texas, so we have like kind of different retro markets. So it's kind of nice to have that trading buddy. So my friend Turlo, who also is like a really awesome streamer, and he does a lot of imports and really cool stuff. So let's see what he got me this time. So starting with Sonic Jam on the Saturn. And so this is kind of a compilation. And then it also, so it includes like Sonic 1, 2, 3, Sonic and Knuckles, and it also has Sonic World, which, what this is really designed to do is to have more people aware of Sonic. I mean, did they need that? I mean, I guess so, on the Saturn. So this also came out on the Gamecom, so I mean, you can pick your version, really. I mean, but I'm excited to have this in my collection because I did not have it. Alright. And then next up is another import. Most of these are imports, which is awesome. And next up is Panzer Dragoon, and I actually don't have a copy of this, English or Japanese. Well, the English one's like $1 million, but whatever. That's a different thing. But it's a really awesome rail shooter, and I know tons of YouTubers have covered this game, and I'm really excited to finally try it. I can't wait. Excited to have it. Alright, and next up is actually one of my favorite game series, and I have it in English a couple times over, and that is Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. And the Persona series is so awesome, and if you're a fan of Persona at all, or looked at any game news in the past while, you know Persona 5 is coming out next year, and I absolutely cannot wait. Persona 4, Persona 3, they're all absolutely wonderful. So, and I really like having the Japanese version of my favorite games. It's kind of the collector thing that I do. So like Final Fantasy IX, have it in English, Japanese, French, Canadian, like I have it in like everything I can get my grubby little hands on. Alright, and next up is Final Fantasy IV. Also very excited to have this, and this is really awesome because my PlayStation 1 collection is not gigantic, and it pretty much is just all the RPGs I played as a kid with some extras. So I'm really excited to get like the Japanese versions of some of the games I already have, or whatever. It's so awesome, and thank you so much for sending all these. But there's more. And then also we have Pokemon Stadium, or Pocket Monster Stadium, for the Nintendo 64, and then also kind of goes with this guy, and this is the transfer pack. And I remember getting the transfer pack when I was little, because what it does is you can put your Pokemon, you know, yellow, blue, red, whatever, into this, and then hook it up to your N64. And so, well, I did it on the English version. But, like, this Pokemon that I just trained forever on my Game Boy, I can play with it on the Pokemon Stadium on the 64. It was mind-blowing and amazing. So, excited to have this guy back, because I had it when I was little, and I no longer had it. Now I have it again. And then, also, I don't have this in the Japanese version, especially complete in box. And it's beautiful and holographic. Alright. And then, next, we have Tales of Phantasia. And I actually didn't have this. I actually had to go through my, like, Game Boy Advance games, because I was like, I think I have that. I don't. So, thank you. And really excited to finally have this. I've always heard really good things about it. It's one of these games that, like, I never got to, and I actually assumed I had it for a long time. I don't. I do now. So, excited. Alright, and next up is something I'm really excited about. And that is a Virtual Boy. I've kind of always wanted one, and I remember like kicking myself for not buying one when it was like dirt cheap. And I mean, like a lot of older things now, older video games, it's just going up in price. And I love the Virtual Boy, but it's not really worth $150 to me. So to get it through a trade is kind of the best possible thing I can do. So it also has a controller. And this one does have a little bit of issues, which is why it was really nice to get in a trade. So it's something that I can definitely fix, and it actually works pretty good. So I actually played it a little bit, finally gotten into a little bit more like Wario Land and really awesome stuff. So really, really excited to have this in my collection finally. So, yay! And I'll get it all spruced up and working even better soon. Alright, and on that note, also got a bunch of Virtual Boy games! So I'll just kind of go through these kind of fast because there's a lot of them. But I'm super excited because this is actually more Virtual Boy games than I already had, which was not very many. So, super excited. Alright, so Wario Land and Mario Tennis, which is actually really fun. So is Wario Land. And then, Telerome Boxer. Every time I read this, like, I can't read it. I'm like, Terrero? I want it to be, like, Teleboxer, but it's not. And every time it just fucks with my brain. So, this game... Oh my gosh. Alright, and then Red Alarm, which is one of the most common kind of Virtual Boy games. So this is actually one I think I had. But still awesome to have. And most of them have their, like, cute little caps, which is even cooler. Alright, Golf. Nice standard Golf. Vertical Force. And Mario Clash. And Mario Clash is actually really, really fun. It's kind of a cool 3D spin on the original Mario Brothers. Like the arcade one. Not Super Mario Brothers. Different. Really cool. Alright. And then the last of this stuff is this adorable 10th anniversary Harvest Moon plushie. And I actually have quite a few of the Harvest Moon plushies because pretty much when I worked at a game store, like, any pre-order gift that was for Harvest Moon was usually a plushie. So, like, you know, like the llama and the cow, and I have the chicken from E3, and now I have another chicken. This is all very worth it, and I love them. Alright, and last but definitely not least, I have a really awesome Dragon Quest flag! It probably fills up like the whole frame, but it's so cool and I'm so excited. I don't have a flagpole, but it'd be cool if I did. Alright, that's all super awesome. And to go with that, if you see my videos before, you know that I always pair things with beer, things being video games. So, my first beer for this pickups video is going to be the Retro IPA by Evil Twin Brewing for very obvious reasons. Pretty much all these were awesome and retro. And it talks about how going back to the, like, iconic IPA of the 1980s. So, deal. Alright. And then Evil Twin Brewing is over in Connecticut. Stratford, Connecticut. Alright, let's check it out. It's pretty good. So, I will preface this with IPAs are, in my brain, I mean, it's probably because I live in Seattle, is a very Northwest thing. And this is not really a Northwest IPA. So it's a little bit different than what I'm used to, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It does have a little bit of that, like, homebrew funk-ish. If you've had homebrew, you know what I'm talking about. If not, sorry? Find some friends who homebrew, or brew it yourself. It's even better. But it definitely has a lot of bitterness. I wouldn't say that it's, like, crazy hoppy or anything like that. It's almost more like a pale ale, because it is kind of, like, light, I guess, for an IPA, at least Northwest standards. But it's pretty cool, and I was 100% attracted to the can, I will say that, and then I was like, that can's cool. Oh, retro IPA, yes! So, yeah, pretty good. Alright. And next up is going to be my thrift store finds. Alright, so, first up is a wavered. And I do have quite a few of these, but for the price I actually almost didn't pick it up because it was like $10. But it did have the sensor as well, and I was like, well, alright. So, I'm pretty excited to have another one of these. I mean, now I can play 4-player, everyone's got their own wavered, that's pretty cool. So, normally when I see one of these and it's an okay price, I'll pick it up. And then next is kind of dumb, but, So I got Rise of Nightmares on the Xbox 360 for the Kinect. This can't be good. But I love horror games, and I feel like I had, like, looking back on my pickups from thrift stores, I'm like, I may have had a beer or 6 before I decided buying this was a good idea. But you know what? It was super cheap. I think it was $3. Like, how bad can it be? And it gives me an excuse to set up my Kinect, because it's not even set up right now. Or has ever been. So, why not? Alright. And then next up is Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. And the reason it doesn't have a case is because it was just in a GameCube that I got. So it was free! Yay! Kind of. Free! Yay! Alright, and then Viva Pinata on the 360. And I actually paid a little bit more for this than I would usually pay for games at a thrift store. I think it was like $6. But it's the collector's edition. It has all the paperwork on the inside. I didn't have the collector's edition, so alright. And I really like Viva Pinata. Like, when this first came out, I wasn't entirely sure if I was gonna like it. I'm like, nah, I think it's for kids. But then I started playing it, and I was like, okay, this is great. This is fantastic. Got a romance dance, my little worms. It was great. It's amazing. Alright. And then I also got Octomania. And I actually already have this, but this sealed. I mean, a sealed game at Goodwill. I'm probably gonna pick it up. And this is a puzzle game that's, like, you know, it's kind of your standard, like, matchy-matchy puzzle game. But it's adorable, and the things you're trying to match are all octopuses, so, yeah. Even though it says octopi on the back, and I think both are technically acceptable, but come on, octopus is way more fun to say. And more right, I think. Okay, and then next is a guide for Final Fantasy IX. I think I have a lot of these, but I feel bad leaving it behind when it's like $1, so here it is again. I wouldn't be surprised if within the next year of pickups videos, there's gonna be another one. But, yay! Alright, and that's actually it for my thrift store pickups. So next is actually some games that I bought off my friend who was moving. So, and she just kind of had like a flat rate for all games. So, pretty good prices actually. So first up is Boojum Guy on the PS2. I don't know anything about it except for I did not have it. So, yay. And then, of course, I got DotHack Infection. Can't say no to a DotHack game for just a blanket price of like $5 or less. It was $5 or less, I don't remember. We may have had shared like a bottle of wine before I bought some games off of her, which is a really good tactic, I'm finding out. Except for it's my weakness, and I'm usually the one that's like, oh yeah, I'll buy stuff from you after a bottle of wine. That sounds like a great idea. But, I mean, pretty good. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I don't have this one, so excited to have it. And then, Guilty Gear X2. I don't think I have this one either. As you can see, I'm very good at my video game inventory system thing. Alright, and then I also got Valkyria Chronicles, and I'm surprised I didn't have this, actually. It's kind of a tactics game with a really cool, like, dramatic story on the PS3. Never got a chance to play it, because sometimes when I hear the word tactics, I'm like, oh, I probably won't like it. And that's true 50% of the time. I just shouldn't write it off as quickly as I do sometimes. I know, I'm the worst. So excited to finally have it. I'll give it a try, see what I think. The next one may have been an after wine choice. But, so, I got The Dog Island. How can you say no to this? I'm a sucker. And then I also got Draken, or Drakan, The Ancient's Gate. I'm pretty sure this is just one of those more, like, budget titles. But I didn't have it. I might as well lump it in, and I think I tried to make it like an even dollar amount, so it was kind of easy. So, why not? Alright, and next up is going to be another beer. And this one is going to be the Third Orbit by Ecliptic Brewing. And I have covered them a lot in my videos, but that's because they're fantastic, so why not? And this is an anniversary release, so I'm pretty sure it's like limited and all that business, so I kind of had to get it. And it's an Imperial Porter brewed with cherries. What I really like that this label does, besides just look amazing and galaxy themed, is that it lists on the side like all the malts that they used, all the hops that they used. And then I like it does have the addition of also including a gravity warping amount of cherries. That's a lot of cherries! So, let's check it out. Ooh, it smells super malty and delicious. I don't really taste a lot of cherry, and I actually think that's a good thing because when I first read cherry, I wasn't feeling quite great about it. But it's a pretty solid porter. It really doesn't taste super imperial either. It's actually really highly drinkable, which I don't know if that's, I mean, I think it's a good thing, but that might be a knock against the imperialness of it. But, oh, and Ecliptic Brewing is in Portland, Oregon. It's wonderful. I've been there. It's delicious. Yeah, it's pretty good. I was gonna see if it had the ABV somewhere. 9%. So, it's definitely an Imperial. But very good. Alright. And next, I'm going to show you guys some of the brand new games I picked up. So, of course, kind of number one on that list right now for me, because it's what I'm currently playing as well, is Final Fantasy 15. We've waited a long time for this game. I prepared for this game. I went and saw Kingslave, I saw the anime, I played the mobile game, I played the stupid game on Amazon that was really stupid. So I got my Chocobo decal on my car, I'm looking fly, it's great. Loving it so far. I'm not super far into it, probably about 10 hours. I've done a lot of fishing, but so far so good actually, I'm really enjoying it. Alright, and then, okay, so I wasn't gonna buy this, but then it was only $25 on Black Friday, so I did it anyways. But that is Skyrim, the special edition. So, it includes the DLC, so I felt like I was getting a good deal, because if I buy all the DLC, like, individually, like, it's still gonna cost money, so I did it. I'm not quite sure when I'm gonna dive back into this game because I already spent like 300 to 400 hours or something in this game, so eventually I will go back. And then I got some cool stuff from Limited Run Games. I got Thomas Was Alone, which I played this when it was free on PlayStation Plus forever ago, and I was really surprised of, like, these are just, like, little squares and rectangles, and they each have different abilities. It's kind of like a puzzly platformer-ish game, but there's a really, like, fun story that goes along with it, and I actually started to have myself, like, feeling for, like, a purple square. And it was crazy. Like, the writing is really, really good in it, so I was really excited when Limited Run Games was going to do a physical release, because I had to have it. And then I also got from Limited Run Games One Way Heroics, and it says it's kind of like auto-scroll meets RPG, dungeon crawling goodness and whatnot. So I actually don't know much about it, but I was online in time to get it, and it looks very Super Nintendo-y and cool, so I figured, okay, why not? And then lastly, this actually just arrived at my house today, and I'm so excited about this. I pre-ordered this forever ago. I'm so excited. And that is Res Infinite. And I got this from I Am 8-Bit. I think that's the only place they have it. And they also released the vinyl soundtrack as well, which is so cool. And so I absolutely love Res. It's so, like, unique and different, and it's so relaxing and so fun to play. So I'm really excited that it's getting a little bit of love today, because, like, a lot of people hadn't even heard of it, I feel like, or like had never played it or seen it or any of that, and it's so wonderful. So everyone should check it out, especially if you like rhythm games. So yeah. Alright, and next up is going to be my last beer, and that is the Fa La 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 Winter Ale by Double Mountain. And Double Mountain is in Hood River, Oregon? Yes. I don't see it. I'm hoping that's a real thing. Yep. Hood River, Oregon. It's a winter ale. It's very holiday themed with the snow and shit, so I figured I'd get it. I like keeping my pickups videos with like seasonal beers or limited release beers or just apparently whatever the fuck I feel like with the retro IPA. But I had to get it. Let's try it out. It's very smooth. It almost tastes like Nitro E. It's obviously not Nitro because it's in a bottle, but it has a little bit of spices to it. I'm not really sure. Nope. Doesn't tell me. Thought I'd check. Try to help me out. But it does say, bags full of Centennial hops give a delicious citrus, resinous hop character. Pilsner and crystal malts provide the base for this one-horse open sleigh. Aw, there's horse in here. But I like winter ales because a lot of people think of winter beers as dark beers, and winter ales aren't necessarily dark, they're just an ale. And they kind of have this like kind of festive bitterness to them that I guess I can't describe. But they're really great. Like, this is like decorating the tree beer. That's good, actually. I'm just gonna sit here and drink this beer. You can just watch, it's fine. Alright, so, I very quickly went through a lot of games, so thanks for bearing with me. But that was my awesome trade from Turlo, my new games, thrift store finds, all kinds of things. So many games the last couple months. So thank you so much for watching, and you can find me on the internet at Kinzilla, Kinszilla, and that's on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And then, of course, thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing.